Hello, you're with News9 Live. Senior BJP leader KS Eshwarappa today announced that he would not be contesting in the upcoming 10th of May Karnataka election. He made this announcement in a letter to the BJP President JP Nadda, citing his 40-year-long involvement with the party and the responsibility it has given him, which he feels has been an honor. He wrote, and I quote, "I went from a booth in charge to state party chief. I also had the honor of becoming Deputy Chief Minister." Close quote. And to speak about what will happen, as in Eshwarappa being one of the senior most leaders in the BJP, someone who actually walked miles and miles with Yediyurappa to set up the party in the state, and his announcing the retirement, how does it impact the party and, of course, future politics in Karnataka? I'm being joined by my colleague Varghese in the studio to speak more about it. Varghese, again, Eshwarappa, the entire thing snowballed because of that 40%, corruption case. You remember the alleged unfortunate suicide of Santosh Patil and how his wife had written a letter after which Eshwarappa was forced to quit. But the point is, on the other hand, when you look at purely through the prism of politics, considering he's a stalwart of a leader when it comes to being a backward leader and from Shivamoga, do you think this is yet again a chink in the armor of the BJP?
Well, it looks like it is a chink in the armor of the BJP because on one side they are firefighting issues, as we were discussing about Nandini, but then the issue about Eshwarappa is that if the ticket is given, then 100% the opposition will be jumping on it, saying that someone who's got a taint, though the court has given him relief, saying that there's no evidence about his abetment to suicide case that later came when it came to Santosh Patil's issue, but still the opposition would in fact rake up the matter. And it looks like a preempting move on the part of Eshwarappa because the candidates list has been delayed. And because it has been delayed, it looks like he knew that he would be dropped. And that is why it's a preempted move on his part to have some dignity while quitting from electoral politics.
All right. Let's also listen to the other voice. That is my colleague Gautam Shankar, who's also joining us on the broadcast. Gautam, a few months ago, if you may recall, Eshwarappa was very keen that, he comes back with his dignity intact. And now he has announced his retirement from active politics. Gautam, do you think that there was pressure from the central leadership on BJP Karnataka to say, listen, play it very safe because you're already battling a 40% corruption charge?
Playing it safe, that's absolutely true. Because like Varghese said, they do not want to have any kind of state going into this election because the 40% corruption scam has made a dent on the image of the BJP. And with that, keeping that in mind, there are few circumstances that we have to look at that may have led to his resignation here. One thing is the BJP Central Election Committee meeting is going on in Delhi. Back-to-back meetings were held over the last 4 days. All the national leaders and the state leaders, the state senior leaders were involved. And someone who has been
I think we have lost our connection to Gautam Shankar. Oh, he's back. Good.
Yeah. I'm not sure how much you got there. Basically, what is, okay, it seems my internet, am I audible now?
Yes, you are, Gautam. Go ahead.
Yeah. So the point I was making was that he has been ignored in the electoral process of selecting the candidates as well. So that is a first time for Eshwarappa that since he's been with the BJP in the last 20 years. And also given the fact that a ticket may be denied to his son this time. So that is a point that is made in the letter this time as well, that he wants a letter. And amongst all of this, you cannot rule out the role of BL Santosh because there is an ongoing rift and he has been very active in the politics of Shivamoga since 2005 or the last 20, 18 years odd. And he is sort of restructuring the BJP in a way that it's corruption-free and taint-free. And this is one of the reasons Eshwarappa was not reinstated. Ramesh Jarkioli, he wasn't reinstated. And all of these things, I think soon one more person we might see joining this list will be Jagdish Shettar as well. So he is deeply pained that he is not being made a part of the electoral process. So this is just the beginning. And with regard to Eshwarappa, it is a big loss definitely for the BJP. Given, but we should see if he retires hurt, if that is the thing, or he will continue to be a part of the BJP. Remember, he is one of those firebrand leaders that the BJP has in the state, and his role will be extremely crucial going into the last leg of the election right now while campaigning. So keeping all of this in mind, and this letter also that has come, it's not been circulated through the official sources. What's happened is his PA has written and circulated it to the media, which means that he wants to send a message to the high command. See, I'm hurt. Will you get to me? Will you reach out to me? That is another thing. Our reporter is standing by in Shimoga for a reaction, and we hear that Eshwarappa is still in his room sleeping it off through this whole phase.
Oh, that's very interesting, Gautam. I mean, that's a development. I mean, if it is confirmed from Eshwarappa. Because, you know, correct me if I'm wrong, Eshwarappa is indeed firebrand. And also, even during the Santosh Patil incident and even later, he was very, very defiant. No, Gautam, he was not someone who said, okay, you know, the High Command wants me to kind of, you know, really lay low, I will do it. He was protesting all along, Gautam.
Absolutely. And that's in keeping with his image and the character that is developed. Because keep in mind, both Yediyurappa and Eshwarappa, they are like the chuddy buddies from decades and decades ago. And these were the real the workers who developed BJP here. And they know the hard work that are put in, and they're not going to let it go so that easily. While Yediyurappa also formed the government, and then he had to step down. He had in the different the reasons were different. Whereas Eshwarappa also, the charge that came in, he was given a clean check, but still there wasn't a single cabinet expansion, cabinet rejig, or anything of that sort that happened under Bomai's regime. So that also speaks of the way this BJP government is functioning. But again, I'd like to reiterate here, this is also a big stamp for BL Santosh. The way he now is getting a hold of the BJP, he has waited his time. And I'd not be surprised that if he has had a role in the this retirement of Eshwarappa and keeping him on the sideline so much enough that he bows out rather than BJP having to tell him to stay away. Because now in the ticket list, it's more or less finalized. Amit Shah will be giving the green signal now, and very likely his name is not going to be there. And also there's a rebellion brewing within Shimoga itself. So all of these factors considered, it's quite an interesting development.
Interesting, and that's how a career comes to an end. Gautam Shankar, thank you so much for joining us on the broadcast. And before we wrap this, let me play you out, a bite of Naren Rangappa. Let's listen in on the issue.
See, Mr. Eshwarappa is the senior most politician in BJP today as well as the Karnataka politics. One of the doyens in politics of Karnataka, and if he has taken a decision, and it should be a very mature decision also at this juncture, because politics is flowing water and you have to make space for newer generation to come in. So Mr. Eshwarappa has taken a decision based on his experience, and I respect his decision also. So let us see how when this reaction goes down with the public, because BJP is known for bringing in new blood in politics, and it shall continue and this shall flow. I think Mr. Eshwarappa has made a very good decision, and he has allowed the youngsters to grow in the party.
And that's a wrap. Thank you for watching. For all the news and analysis, keep watching NEWS9 Live.